What's up, y'all? It's this be your boy Scotty, and this is a segment of Bitch, Are You Serious? It's been a while since I did this, right? It's been a long time since I did a video like this, but I decided to go ahead and do it. I know that people have told me not to talk about this, but I felt like I can since I no longer work there, and I'm not gonna call anyone's names. I'm not even gonna talk about where it was. I'm just gonna keep it as discreet as possible. But I'm gonna discuss my previous job on this particular video. That's what I'm gonna talk about, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this. As you know, I was working at this store, and I had been working there for like a year and 9 months. I think a year and 9 months. I stayed there for a year and 9 months, and everything was cool. You know what I mean? Like, I was getting paid. That was my first job ever. After all these years, I had finally started working, so I was very thankful for that job. After all those times of trying to find one and couldn't find one, I was thankful for finally getting one. You know what I mean? Very, very grateful. Very respectable. I will say that working in retail, because that's not my, that wouldn't be my first choice career, but because I didn't have a job or anything like that at the beginning of time, I felt like I had to get what I could. So I can honestly say that with the bad experiences that I've had in retail, I can say that the good outweighed the bad. The good is it has taught me how to curb my attitude. I'm learning how to be able to turn the other cheek on certain situations. Like, there's a lot of things that I didn't know how to ignore, but now that I work with the people every single day and I know how people try to push your buttons just for the purpose of doing so, I learned how to just turn off my emotions and just, deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't always let people see you sweat, and you can't always let people see your emotions all the time. And I used to think, and now that I know what it really is, I don't let it bother me. So it has curbed my attitude. As you can see, I'm less coonish these days. I don't let much bother me, and so I can't say that that's the positive thing about working in retail. Now, the only thing that I had the issue with, the only thing that I had the issue with at my job was the behind the scenes. It had nothing to do with customers or anything like that. So let me just give you the rundown about it. Like, I'm the type of guy that I am cool with everybody. Everybody. Just about everybody. I'm not going to say everybody, but everybody. And I was cool with everybody in the workplace. And before I started working there, when I first got hired, I was prepared to hate everybody. But once I started working there, and you see these people every day, they become like a part of your life, a part of your family. You know what I mean? Like, you see these people every day, you work with them side by side. It is what it is. So I grew to love and care and adore everyone that worked with me. Every single person, everybody. Didn't have no problem with nobody. So I want to say, like, months later, I got promoted. Within the first few months I was there, I want to say the first 9 to 10 months I was there, I got promoted. Got you know got a management position, and everything was okay. There's a lot of things that I settled for when I got the promotion. Like, I didn't get the raise I was supposed to have, and I didn't trip about it because I'm a team player. And that's what I've always been about, being a team player. I ain't never been the type of person to, go in on the next person. I've always tried to be a team player. That's the type of guy I am, no matter what I don't trip about too much. Like, I got cousins that owe me $30 and I ain't tripping about it. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a team player. I gave it to you for a reason. I gave it to you because you need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So, it was a rocky road when I first got the promotion. You know what I mean? But, I worked through it. However, I will say that the wizard did not like didn't like my position. Didn't like how I was coming in with the way that things were being ran. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is, the wizard didn't like how friendly I was with people that was under me. And here's my thing. I was a regular cashier. So before I got promoted to being like a department lead or whatever, or area lead or whatnot, I I was a cashier, regular person, regular cashier, swipe, doing all this shit every other day. And I just felt like just because I got promoted, that doesn't mean I have to turn cold. Like, yeah, I have to have a level of authority, but there's a way of having a level of authority and not treating people like they're beneath you. And I don't treat people like they're beneath me. I just don't do that. That's just not the type of guy I am. I would never do that. So no. Um, I remained friendly with people, because we were friendly, we were able to do things correctly, and we were able to do things the way we were supposed to, and we had better communication because we were friendly. So that's why I kept it the way it was. And I did have a bit of authority, and I told them what they were supposed to do and what they needed to do and what they had to do and all of that. So, when we, because we had that type of communication, my end was fine. But the wizard didn't like how I was handling it. And because I wasn't a bitch like she was, it was a problem. So, you know, I had never dealt with management and deal and not and and all of that stuff. So I knew I was at the workplace and this wasn't the streets. So there's a lot of things that I didn't do. There's a lot of things that I just zipped my mouth shut and just took it. There's a lot of things that I just decided to just be quiet about. Just simply because that is my job. That's the only one I got. It ain't like I was making that much money anyway, but that was my job. And if I want to continue to make the little money that I was making, let me continue to just keep my mouth shut and just continue to work for the coins that I'm making. So it became too much for me. And there was a meeting with me and the wizard, and I pretty much put it out there about how I felt and how I felt that I was being treated. Because I felt like no matter what I did, it was no good. It wasn't good enough. No matter what I did or what I tried to do. And I was being put in positions where I would only have one person to work with, but then you give me a ton of things to do, and I'm only working for like 8 hours that day. You know what I mean? So it's only so much that I can do. You know what I mean? So it was like ridiculous to me, and it's like I was being set up in a lot of situations, and too many things was happening at one point in time. So I just got fed up, and it just started getting worse and worse and worse as time went on. It's like anytime I did something, it was wrong, but when the next person did the same thing I did, they got a pat on the back for it. If I needed a day off or whatever, because let me tell you, I've never been in no call no show, never ever called in, and never not showed up, and never been late. Those four things are the main things that people look at a job. I've never been any of those four things. So I felt like if I needed a day off, just if I needed to take off to do something, I felt like I should have been able to get that because everybody else was getting it. So when I would take off, I have to fight for it. I have to continuously remind you, like, I write it down and put it in there, and then next thing you know, when I look up, I don't get my day off. You still put me on schedule anyway. Or I got 3 graduations: my mother, my sister, and my cousin. All 3 times, and plus I was in a wedding and I had a funeral and everything on one of them days. I had graduation, wedding, funeral, and birthday party. 4 things in one day. So of course I was packed. It was 3 days, 3 Saturdays in May. I asked you for each of those days off. I still got put on schedule. So I had to fight to get my day off to see my sister walk the line. I had to fight to take off to see my mother walk down the line. I had to fight to see my cousin walk the line, go bury a family member, be in a wedding, and all of that. I had to fight for all that when it should have been understood, when I don't even take days off as much. So it really didn't make any sense to me. And it was like I was just being treated unfairly. And when someone doesn't like you, you know what I mean? Like the wizard just did not like me anymore. And I guess because the head wizard and I had a better relationship, like that's how I knew that the assistant wizard did not like me, because the head wizard would always asked me, do you know anyone who need a job? I brought a lot of people in. He hired a lot of the people that I brought in. He also patted me on the back for a lot of the work that I did do, because I was always a team player, and he wanted to promote me again. And it's just like when I was getting all this positive feedback from the head wizard in charge, the assistant wizard did not like me. And it's like The head wizard is sitting up here telling me all these good things about me, even if I made a mistake. And the district wizard wanted to throw me out the door. My head wizard always fought for me because I was a good worker. My assistant wizard always found something wrong with me all the time, and it was like it began to be a personal problem. So at that point, it doesn't matter who you are and what position you hold. If I don't like you, I'm gonna treat you like you're dead. So every time I came to work, I did not say a word to the assistant wizard. Not a word. I didn't say anything because I just felt like, what's the point of me talking to you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you're needed in my world. You're a ghost. You're dust to me. You're dead, bitch. That's how I felt. And you know, when I feel like I want to fight you, and I ain't been in no fight since I was like 18 years old. And when I feel like I need to fight you or want to fight you, that means that it's time for me to go, because everybody that knows me is cool with me. Most of the customers that come in that store love me, and they still asking about me to this day. So my thing about it is, if I want to fight you, I got to go. You know what I mean? And I had just got into the car wreck or whatever, and it's like the assistant wizard asked me, did I have a cashier coming in? I said, no, I don't have one till 5. So when I told her that, she got upset and said she didn't want to hear. So I'm sitting up here like, but you asked me that. And then it became like a tic-tac-toe sort of thing, and she threatened to send me home. So I knew then, because I wanted to slap the hell out of the wizard, if I don't leave, I'm going to go home. And I'm really going to go home to stay and get sent home, get fired, all of that. So what I did was I got transferred to another place, and it's a different place. You know, it's a different area. It's not far from my house still, because the job that I was at, it was like walking distance. I could have walked to work if I wanted to, but this place is like another 5 or 10 minutes up the road. But it's not that bad. But it's different. It's smaller, and it's like, you know, it's different. And I'm getting paid like I'm supposed to. I have my benefits. I'm getting my money how I'm supposed to be getting it. You know, it's like, you never want to bash anyone, because that job is the reason why I got another one. And I got my experience because of that job. So I know what I'm doing because of that job. And you know, I would never forget where I came from. But you know, when you're dealing, that's why I was looking at the Basketball Wives of LA, and I saw how Brandy talked to Shawnee. And I understood her, because sometimes people that's higher up think that they can treat you like you're a motherfucking minion, and you're not. So that's why I always said I had to check my manager before, and I did. I didn't call her a bitch. I didn't cuss her the fuck out. I let her know how I felt. I let her know that I felt that I was being treated unfairly. Even though it fell on deaf ears, I felt like it was my need to say that. And I said it, and I meant every word that I said. You know what I'm saying? And I don't take it back. And to this day, you know, at the end of it all, I hate her. I don't like her. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I still shop at that store that I once worked at. I see her. Don't ever say a word to her. It's you know, it's no beef or anything. I just don't fuck with you. And when I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. So that's just my take on it. That's why I had to leave and find another job. And, you know, it's crazy to me. So, you know, like, when I just feel like I know when someone does not like me or has an issue with me. If my head wizard is giving me all this positive feedback and all of that, but this person don't see nothing but the bad in me or the wrong or in everything I do, that means something is wrong. You know what I mean? And because I'm guessing, I don't know if it's because I was on the verge of moving on up per se, that was the problem. I don't know. I never know, and I don't care, because I don't work there no more. And that's the only reason why I'm talking about it, because I don't work there anymore. But with that being said, you guys, this is my Bitch Are You Serious video, and I'm out of here, you guys. Oh, and before I go, y'all, don't y'all know that Molly the Maid? Yes, Molly the Maid. I saw her. Don't you know she got banned finally from the store that I used to work at, and they banned her after a year after what she did. After she tried to attack me a year ago, they just now banned her because they caught her on camera stealing. Now that I done moved from that store to the next store, her ass came out there to the store that I work at now, and she's stealing out of there. When will Molly the Maid ever learn? But I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.